Meanwhile, aboard the Cajun Queen, Pierre LeBlanc, known by his fellow anglers as Scaly Pete.
There they hunted sharks. I hunt sharks. It's in the blood. There was somebody better at this, you'll be following them, yeah? Oh, people got a lot of wrong ideas about sharks. Scientists say we gotta coexist. Now, how you gonna coexist with that shark, huh? Shark just wanna do one thing. That's kill you, eat you, and you are. What I do, I consider a sacred honor. Kill them all if I could. Too bad, they put 24 hours to a day.
Shark spotted in Fatik Bayou. Several deaths reported. Shark can be identified by rusty harpoon embedded in flank.
Get the f*** out of my way. Got a job to do.
This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth, she has little to fear here in the Gulf. The muscular marvel confidently moves through its watery world. The predator's 350 fearsome teeth are put on full display. Exhibiting behavior more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail. A shark fin is a sinister reminder to humans that the ocean remains a wild and untamed domain. The bull performs an acrobatic feat worthy of an orca, cruelly imprisoned and put on display in a marine park stunt show. The big fish plunges to the ocean below. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator. A breaching shark is a rare and calorie-intensive spectacle. The bull shark might eat now, but later it may regurgitate the contents of its stomach to escape a predator. well known that sharks feed on mollusks, fish, and seals. Less discussed is their propensity to feed on fear. Be emphasized that this sort of targeted violence is quite unusual for a shark.
That shark needs a good whack on their nose. Go get him, Chad. Got Chad. Kenny, knock him down, partner. Make quite a mantelpiece. Got us some dinner coming, boys. Let's get her up on deck, huh?
On board the Cajun Queen, Scaly Pete looks over the catch of the day.
Yeah, this my daddy's iron, all right. But this ain't the shark. Not the one I was looking for.
How do you know?
How I know? Not big enough. This look like a mega to you? Oh, well, look here. She's on for me. How your mama in there?
Whoa! Well, why'd you do that?
So I can identify next time I see it. When I spear her.
The tiny pup responds with an instinct for survival.
Don't ever want to turn off that gamma.
A famous big game hunter once posited that after an animal had tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game. These scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. The shark is visibly struggling outside of her natural environment. The shark is now a team, and we should expect much angst, ennui, and poor decision-making. Exhibiting behavior more common to whales and dolphins, this shark is able to use biosonar to locate potential prey. Every encounter helps us unlock the mystery surrounding the habits of our secretive squali. Propensity to clear the ocean of its assorted detritus is one of their most valuable functions. The overhunting of Fawtick's keystone predators has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator. Or muskie, is a freshwater fish commonly found throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here. I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just a magnet for hair and debris. Using her quickness, the bull shark is able to escape serious injury. A local critic once wrote that Amos Beauregard was the Rodin of the bayou, but Beauregard was functionally illiterate and had no idea who Rodin was. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. As a result of industrial pollution and sewage wastewater, Dead Horse Lake was designated a Superfund site in 1996. The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals. Until local police departments settle a dispute over jurisdiction, these two remain a popular attraction for selfie-seeking snorkelers. A quiet space is the ideal stage for the shark to meditate and harness her pure potentiality.
kind of regular there at Flamingo Joe's. People say it's a tourist trap. But it's the only place to get a decent Sazerac that don't have me on their do not serve list.
The bull shark demonstrates the importance of getting enough minerals in her diet. No one can tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage can. The catfish's highly developed auditory system, Lab Several Grouper have made a home near the retired nuclear cooling towers. This is a great opportunity for the shark to test the theory that exposure to gamma rays gives you superpowers. Sometimes even sharks just need to dirty ball. We appreciate the grant from Sunshine Solutions that made this show possible. We'd also like to remind viewers that mass cloning and gene editing for today's military is safer than ever. Nature is constantly busying itself, taking extra care to keep its various species in check. Folds at the entrance of the shark's nostrils allow her to identify elusive odors.
but I think it's probably a bad idea to get in the middle of flamingos' natural migration cycles. Just saying.
Many places see more human fatalities caused by giant catfish than sharks, such as the Amazon Basin or Splash Mania Water Park in Garland, Texas.
I wouldn't know him from Adam. If he kill another fisherman, that's between them and him, yeah?
I would like to assure the Antolini crime family that this footage will in no way be used in the final edit of our program. Rapacious rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining trait. populates the waters around Trash Island, where they enjoy a steady diet of hypodermic needles and used pregnancy tests. The Needle-Tooth Nightmare, the Barracuda. Barracuda. While most recognize it as the title of a classic rock radio staple, did you know that it's also a fish? Well, it's true. While most know him as the friendly face of Captain Winky's Fish and Chips, in real life, the pirate was a genocidal monster who murdered and enslaved thousands. spring of '73 was a magical time in Port Clovis when local favorite Trash Talk placed 20th in the Derby and the city placed first in the country for petty theft.
Dead Horse Lake should be embarrassing, right? But in Port Clovis, they put up a monument. Gotta be the best at something.
Over the course of a bull shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Handyman special overlooking breathtaking panoramic lake views, open living with vintage appeal. Call Deborah. Chased by a shark, it's always best to escape to a respectful distance.
Say what you want. Them hobos, good workers. Unlike my so-called son, Kyle. That's why I pay him to stay on the lookout for that shark.
Golden Shores was built as vacation residences for wealthy out-of-towners, with spectacular ocean views, private beach access, and a gate to keep out the locals. While the state of Dead Horse Lake is alarming, we can be assured that a new era of environmental stewardship will restore order to our treasured wild places. Right. Shark versus dolphin. Orca versus giant squid. Boat versus pylon. When establishing dominance, the contest is usually a deadly one, with survival as the prize. While the term skiff is commonly used to refer to shallow, flat-bottom boats like this, it could also be a cool nickname. bull shark is unaware, the noose around its neck tightens thanks to a crack team of shark hunters.
Here it is! Pull off the nice juicy belly!
The scourge of the swampland, Bayou Willie. The bull shark obstinately digs in as the conflict escalates. When the sound of shotguns and molly hatchet disturbs the serenity of an otherwise calm sea, the shark hunters are near. Shark hunters will not give up on finding their prey. And the bartender life ender, Bobby Bojangles.
Dead shark. Whoever bagged the naughty fish.
The situation has escalated, and the price on the shark's head has risen. Sharks are responsible for just 3% of hunter deaths. Drugs, alcohol, and poor firearm handling account for the rest. It's remarkable how quickly Port Clovis takes up arms in the name of a murderous cause. The savage shrimper, Pookie Paul.
What the heck?
Throwing caution to the wind, the big fish escalates its battle against Port Clovis. Bounty has been posted. The shark will have to be cautious until the hunters grow bored. This is about, say, the fishing phenom, Candyman Curtis.
We got a shark problem.
Only time will tell whether government actions can diminish Port Clovis's reputation as a shark attack hotspot. To ensure the safety of the public, a bounty has been placed on the fugitive shark. Despite their fearsome reputation, bull sharks can be almost docile in certain environments. The Hoosier hotshot, Ensign Tyler Dixon. This latest cycle of attacks will certainly be among the most infamous chapters in the long, troubled history of human-shark relations. Clovis's communal guard against shark attacks came after experimentation with animal sacrifices to appease the shark god, Dakiwaka. Hunters waste little time hitting the water when a shark becomes a threat to human life. The corn-fed colossus, Butcher Boy Brady. Despite Port Clovis's best efforts, the aquatic beast refuses to be tamed. Angry bull shark loose, local hunters are forced to post bail and shrug off last night's hangover so they can take to the water. It would be more practical simply to close the beaches. The toast of the coast, Lieutenant Shannon Sims. Despite increased aerial surveillance, confidence amongst tourists and locals alike is far from buoyant. Clovis responds with swift retributive action. The force of a shark's tail can rupture swim bladders and break spines. hours of training and $8 to become a licensed shark hunter. Though very few bother with this a multi-million-dollar menace, Mama Maybell.
Boats on the water. We got a shark that needs putting down.
The Marine Predator displays little caution as the situation further escalates. The bull uses its tail with whip-like precision. The shark is hurt. At this point, it needs to focus on self-care, such as meditation or in-home spa treatments. Probably feel really bad for this person. But what if I told you most shark hunters have close friends or family members who have been eaten or half-eaten by sharks? The predator's hunger, once aroused, Port Clovis locals seldom miss an opportunity to indulge in mindless, gratuitous slaughter. The able-bodied seaman, Commander Percy Metcalf. Things are getting heated in this war of attrition between man and nature. Having evaded justice for her heinous crimes, the shark is now the subject of a bounty. Bounty on the line, the shark hunters get serious about finding our bull shark before kickoff.
That's definitely shark.
The beast of the fleet, Captain Robert Bruntlet. The shark's reckless behavior only further incenses Port Clovis's citizens. This shark's cartilage can now be utilized for scientifically specious alternative cures and health supplements. Nowhere is the irreversible degradation of the natural environment more on display than Dead Horse Lake. Back on board the Cajun Queen.
That's Kyle, my son. He's just here for the summer. Studies marine biology. Look at that. I got one hand can still tie a hook. You got two can barely tie his shoes. Must get that from his mama. Yeah. He used to help my daddy around. Spent a lot of time together. But we wasn't close. He was a shark hunter, that's all he was. If anybody was gonna catch the mega, it'd be him. Thought it was a government experiment, got himself loose. Boy, he wanted that shark. Wanted it bad. Found it once. Didn't catch it, no.
What happened to your father?
Huh?
What happened?
Look, I ain't got time to answer questions all day. Got work to do.
Just like Kyle LeBlanc, our young bull is the inheritor of a long family tradition, struggling to find her place in the world. Baton Tordu was built just in time for the slow decline of golf as a popular sport. the shark returns to the grotto to focus on personal transformation. Begins another reckless campaign of extermination. It's impossible to predict the environmental consequences of purging our oceans of these mighty predators. Destruction of natural coastal habitats is sometimes necessary to build vacation homes for private equity fund partners.
Traders come every year to Baton Tordu, because what other way is there to celebrate killing beautiful animals for tasteless, nutritionless body parts than a $450 round of golf?
It's obvious that proper preemptive measures weren't taken to secure this area from wildlife encroachment.
I thought I'd be a golfer. Well, damn if I didn't like sinking sharks a lot more better than sinking putts.
Golden Shores import this mako from Sri Lanka and train it to guard their community? Not likely, but let's pretend they did, as it makes for a more interesting storyline. king mackerel, who always thought it would die getting tangled in a shrimping net, instead ends up shark food. Nothing gets a kingfish in the mood quite like watching a 73-year-old hit a double bogey. The fact that they've turned the waters off Baton Tordu into a spawning ground attests to their love of seniors golf. Phenomenon of onshore shark attacks is poorly understood and provides an intriguing mystery for scientists.
See that hole there? Sunk it in one shot back in '93. And if Cliff Giddich tell you I didn't, he'll lie.
Upon using this medication, if you experience priapism, do not attempt to improvise your own surgical shot. Barracudas are a high-risk food for ciguatera poisoning, but only a few months out of the year. Now, what months those are is anybody's guess. USGA Rule 4.182 might have saved these damaged clubs from abandonment. Hockey sticks are still legal according to Baton Tordu course rules, but not for long if membership director Doug Thompson has anything to say about it. The hunter hones in on potential prey. This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet. A shark's skin has chemoreceptors that taste the water for possible prey. Somebody's drinking team has a drowning problem. The Sultan of Speed, the Mako. Fast and aggressive, the Mako is known as the peregrine falcon of sharks. But as the peregrine is a land-based bird, this designation means nothing to the Mako. The bull retreats to the grotto for refuge and quiet reflection. The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of nourishment. difficult to say what just happened as I was busy playing Candy Crush on my phone. Bull sharks have a habit of gobbling up anything that finds its way into the water. Often what we witness beneath the waves is more incredible than what we can imagine. Bayou Brawler, the American alligator. Rosie has been a star in Big B's Bayou Buddy stunt show, but our shark is far too young to appreciate Rosie's classic brand of celebrity. Hunger is a driving force for the bull shark. Historically, overdevelopment of the shoreline leads to a wide variety of negative environmental impacts. But you should see the Italian-designed walk-in closets inside these condos. A bull shark is an animal of broad dietary proclivities. Bull sharks have been known to eat echinoderms when desperate, to which I can very much relate.
Always end in a fight over whether a poodle wheaten terrier mix should be called a woodle or a weedle.
Consistently the most difficult hole on the course, many golfers struggle with this par 7 humdinger. Back aboard the Cajun Queen, family tensions are at an all-time high.
Kyle, what's wrong? Can you catch no reef?
I can, but this one's like 20 feet.
15.
Whatever.
Can't do it.
I'll come out there. I'll do it. The old man with one hand.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't be mutilating baby sharks.
What you say?
Nothing.
Boy, couldn't catch in a diver. You telling me how to hunt a shark? Believe that?
I mean, I came down here thinking it'd be a good opportunity for some father-son bonding. But now, I don't know. I might start looking for another summer job.
Hey, not everybody made to be a fisherman. I just hope this whole university thing works out for him, yeah?
The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable. Sapphire Bay's famous Pier 1 provides visitors with plenty of skee ball, popcorn shrimp, and elegantly airbrushed t-shirts. Once more, the shark turns back to this place of centered calm. America's largest shark finning enterprise, Mama Maybelle Bryant has collected quite a fleet of recreational boats. Her fail sons, Randall and Tyson, can often be spotted piloting them around Sapphire Bay. Of parrotfish here have kept Sapphire Bay's local hammerhead healthy and strange looking.
Out to the carnival. He wasn't nothing but an itty-bitty boy. The fact that he was afraid of that Ferris wheel should have told me he wasn't never gonna be no shark hunter.
not, people paid over $12,000 to sleep in these tents and listen to Swedish DJs for an entire weekend. Every time we humans enter the sea, we do so at our own risk.
Lazy Eye used to be my favorite lighthouse. Had a keeper named Emil. Always had the best cold liquor. Now they got it automated. I tell you, that computer's a lot less fun to drink with.
The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare like this to help fuel her reign of terror. No abdominal muscles to hold him in place, the shark's intestines become ungainly out of water.
Only known habitat of the speckled seaside sparrow. But
Evolutionary
you know,
anomaly,
extinct
the
2007.
hammerhead. The bull shark triumphs, overcoming her opponent's clearly superior depth perception. the process of running away from a shark, you leave your valuables unattended and they get stolen, well, that's your fault. Behind the shark's primitive caricature lurks a complex animal that perhaps merits thoughtful reconsideration.
I said all kind of things about Mama Maybell, but she always give me a fair price on fins.
Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. This instantized protein makes a great between-meal supplement, giving the shark the energy she needs to put on serious mass. If only someone had done their 6th grade reading assignment, perhaps this tragedy could have been avoided. quiet space is the ideal stage for the shark to meditate and harness her pure potentiality. Long a haven for small government ideologues, Port Clovis prides itself in its lax amusement park safety standards. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is 9/10 appetite. Quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. The predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. The bull shark is able to attain larger maximal sizes through selective feeding. The sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. As twilight falls, Pete is in an uncharacteristically quiet mood.
It's a dangerous job. It's not something unknown to me. But you want to see dangerous? Look at that, yeah? That's PT 522. My daddy crewed that off of Guadalcanal. He was Navy, gunner's mate, Pacific Theater. But when I was 16 men, came back a day later with 3. Man survives all that just to die here in the Gulf.
What happened to him?
Boy, don't like me saying this, but my daddy, his granddaddy, was killed by a mega shark.
I'm sorry. He's talking about a prehistoric fish that went extinct 2.6 million years ago.
I seen
Now,
it.
you were a kid.
Ain't they discover new animals all the time?
Sort of. Well, not exactly. In lots of cases, they're just corrections of species with different names. Also stuff like misspelling.
But I just say it. Maybe there are things in the water that ain't in your textbook. Stick around. Maybe you learn a thing or two this summer.
Whatever.
The ocean is vast. The majority of it still remains unmapped and unexplored by mankind. Perhaps Kyle shouldn't be so quick to dismiss his father's fevered ramblings.
That's the one what took my hand, all right. Get yourself ready, boy. Now we playing with power. Big Shark. Marine grade aluminum. Let's see you back to that.
Scaly Pete remains resolute.
Don't drag us now. Where's she at?
I don't know.
Big enough to toss him now, ain't you? Can! Get that can! Douse him! Pique-toi! Ah! We're about to blow! Get the off! Forget it, boys! He's just a boat! Carl! Carl!
What remains of the boat lurches, then slowly sinks to the bottom of the sea. The shark is now an elder, and thus begins a new battle against systemic age discrimination. Will retreats to the grotto for refuge and quiet reflection. Prosperity Sands features glittering white beaches fenced off for the sole enjoyment of the ultra-rich, mega-rich, and super-rich. The red tide has become an annual tradition in Port Clovis. Every June, locals gather to watch the toxic algae bloom's sinister encroachment on the city's coastline and beaches. Some sharks are scavengers, indiscriminately consuming anything that's vaguely edible. there would have been more protests surrounding Prosperity Sands were not the public already so numbed about ecological concerns in general. The bull shark might eat now, but later it may regurgitate the contents. It's here in the grotto that the shark can discover the absolute serenity deep within her soul. Operated by Roger Cantrell, recently broke the state record for number of revocable commercial fishing offenses. After the end of the tiki craze, bar owners tossed their Polynesian-inspired decor into the Gulf, where their kitschy charm is completely lost on native marine life. A balanced ecosystem is a complex and multifaceted process. What harm could arise from killing a bunch of seals?
Under 29 days, Prosperity Sands ain't had no shark attacks. You can thank OP for that. Prosperity Sands sure ain't.
The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. Much of the sand in the parrotfish's range is actually pulverized, undigested coral they excrete after grazing the reefs for algae. With its wary eyes and robust physique, the grouper is the very picture of brute strength. Caviar Key features painted sails, a luxury 5-star resort built over the remains of Tuna Macha, a pre-Columbian city that was once host to the most advanced civilization in ancient America. There's a very real risk of drowning while surfing, but at least you'll leave behind a cool-looking skeleton. The Emperor of the Deep, the Great White. The Great White is often referred to as the King of the Ocean, which gives it a skewed understanding of the role of a monarch in modern society.
Pete, what's in the barrels?
Fish food.
Pete, whatever this is, can I ask you not to do it?
Gonna get that shark, one way or another.
It's just that this is unnecessarily destructive. I mean, it's just one shark. There's a whole ecosystem.
One shark that killed my boy.
Pete, look, I understand.
Wanna keep tugging on this knot, you?
As the terrain of the Gulf Coast is relatively flat, even a small rise in sea levels could trigger an immense loss of land. Once more, the shark turns back to this place of centered calm. by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and evolve. Don't feel too bad. 87% of all mahi-mahi die within their first year. Sea turtle numbers have exploded here. Bad news for seagrass, great news for orcas who enjoy torturing and eating them. The same meal of frozen herring and fish fingers, Casanita just wants her favorite comfort food, raw shark liver. Some ichthyologists theorize that sharks are attracted to come ashore by the refreshing tropical scent of wine coolers.
I catch 3 of them killer whales they got there at fish fingers. You could say I got a real keen eye for talent. Although, the wheelers really gotta work on those side aerials.
The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. If you're like me, you're probably wondering what their secret is for such durable papier-mâché. Shockingly, this was only Alex's second worst birthday. Even after the creation of a killer clown task force, clown-related homicide still remains a problem in Port Clovis. This shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. The white and black attack, the orca. From the moment she's born, the shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. Orcas, once the featured attraction at marine mammal parks, now have a new favorite trick: killing things. The Gulf is vast, 600,000 square surface miles to be exact. The peace of the grotto enables the shark to approach the world with greater confidence and effectiveness.
Fish kills because of these oil tankers spilling. But it brings a lot of money into the economy. Can't argue with that.
24-karat gold fixtures, 2 discos, circular staircases, and a mosaic swimming pool, the Chatelaine is still only Port Clovis's second most ostentatious yacht. Sperm whale needs to eat over a ton of food every day, which here in the Gulf mostly consists of hammerhead sharks.
The university sends their students out here every summer to study the reefs. Man, shit. Guess we all got different ideas about summer fun, yeah?
Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hidden artificial colors or flavors. Is never one.
Kyle, he was really into scuba back when he was a teenager. This museum's the first place I took him after when he got certified.
A great way to discourage museum attendance is to put your museum underwater. Unaccountable attacks such as these often leave people unsettled and anxious. The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. The cetacean assassin, the sperm whale. Back in the good old days, the world practically ran on sperm whale oil. Now we can only watch them from afar, dreaming of tapping their skulls for all that sweet spermaceti. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake.
Those sewer lines need work. I've had campylobacteriosis, cryptosporidiosis, leptospirosis. Let me tell you, partner, that ain't no joke.
the shark returns once again to her safe haven. To see this area is to witness the inability of the hydrosphere to support the growth of humanized landscapes along the Gulf. Not really a gourmand, the bull shark will eat just about anything.
I heard said Captain Blighty sunk his treasure somewhere around here. Been funding a diving expedition every year for 10 years and I ain't found it yet.
Supercharged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. Coastal erosion currently impacts over 70% of the globe's sandy beach environments. No one knows who built this mysterious underwater base, but odds are they probably own a Nehru jacket and a Persian cat. These scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. The bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater. Port Clovis has long been a popular dumping ground for the military, thanks to its lenient regulations and low tipping fees. Pete has a new boat, and from the looks of it, there are several features probably not legal for civilian use.
So you found me. So what?
Pete, I don't know what all this is, but you're scaring us.
What you gotta be scared about? You a shark?
Pete, I don't want to, but I think we need to get the police, maybe the Coast Guard involved.
You think I'm crazy? No, I'm the most sane man you ever seen. Look, I didn't get here easy. But when some shark take everything I got, I'll give her the same chance she gave my boy. None! Now get the off my boat before I kill you too. The I say! Hope you got a hunger on! We serving shark etouffee tonight!
Pete has built an impressive battleship, but will it be enough to endure the prehistoric might of a mega shark?
Laissez le bon temps rouler.
I suppose there's a lesson to be gleaned here. Something about how the increasing commodification of the natural world has placed humans on a collision course with an environmental apocalypse. But this is a basic cable show where people tune in to watch sharks kill people and people kill sharks. So until next fishing season, this is Maneater. The shark has somehow survived the multi-gigajoule explosion unscathed. But just like that, she's on to other things. In case you're wondering about me, the network Namby-Pambies canceled our program due to depictions of actual death. So I'm now broadcasting online, free from the meddling of censorious busybodies. Hi, my name is Trip Westy. Recently, I produced the television nature series Maneater. Over the course of filming, our cameras witnessed unprecedented displays of evolution, strange mutations never before observed by the human eye. When I spoke to a prominent marine biologist, she claimed it was due to Port Clovis's extreme levels of radioactivity and industrial effluent. But I couldn't shake the feeling that she was merely trying to placate me. What did she really know? And why wasn't she telling me? Then, as if the stars had all aligned, a former Q-level security specialist sat down next to me. What he told me would haunt me for the better part of a year and lead me back to Port Clovis on a dangerous journey through dark secrets, government cover-ups, and a clandestine cabal of extraterrestrial elites single-mindedly determined to enforce their will on humankind. Come with me on a quest for the truth. Truth Quest. Judging by the bull's behavior, she smells a new creature. If it threatens her apex status, a heated confrontation is inevitable. Sharks in their place, hunters ensure they'll stay in their lane, so we don't have a Planet of the Apes situation on our hands.
Hunters, be on the lookout. We got a little SH arcade situation. That's no hurt.
Predator must act quickly, lest she lose the scent of her prey. The shark works the odor trail with a singular focus. she's caught scent of Jormungandr, the world-encircling sea serpent of Norse legend. What admirable hustle! The creature has disappeared, probably whisked away by a government boat, lest we capture the beast on video.
That's not a dolphin.
The Dread Fleet set sail to claim its watery empire. Port Clovis is a powerful energy vortex, sacred to the insectoids for its high concentrations of caffeine, taurine, and high fructose corn syrup. The markings on this satellite suggest that it belongs to Site P, a top-secret military compound, and perhaps the home base of these NWO troops. This shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. The big fish resists the Babylonian Brotherhood and their conspiratorial aims. the earthly shell of the shark has been destroyed, her consciousness will live on as energy, and energy is indestructible. These beaches were built by the initiates of the Dionysian sun cult, known for their pagan rituals of catching some rays and scoping some babes.
What was that?
I know it. Come say hi. Yes, everyone. Just get through the damn thing.
Unfortunately, I suspect there's more where that came from. All these recent oil spills are merely contrived events designed to cripple the Gulf's fishing industry.